Alright, biceps, let's see. Not enough. Not enough. No, not enough. Yes.
What's up guys, welcome back to Gladiators Tennis, and today we're reviewing two rackets in one. We're reviewing my racket of choice, the Head Pro, and the newer version, which is basically the exact same thing, but you know, when something is so good, it's really hard to improve it, so yeah, we'll just stick with mine. Check out the specs. Alright guys, so the Gravity is endorsed by Zverev, and Andrey Rublev actually plays with it, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that it's my racket of choice. And yeah, so which one should I choose? Areg, help me out here. Alright, so this one it is then.
Oh, where do I even start? By the way, in case you didn't get Areg's intro in the beginning, because, you know, the stock Gravity Pro isn't that heavy, my rackets have added weight on them, so they're a little harder to maneuver. So first of all, let me just mention the fact that this is the best racket I've ever had throughout my tennis career. It's funny because when I finally got the rackets after going through dozens of other options, I realized that I couldn't play with them for more than an hour. My shoulder would start to hurt a lot, and overall I just wasn't feeling comfortable playing with them. I even started thinking about getting rid of them, but decided to give them one last chance with a dampener. And guess what? The pain left me immediately, and honestly I prefer the feel of the racket with a dampener on way more. Okay, even though I don't usually talk about the design that much, this one I have to mention. It's painted with two different colors on the sides. Like, what? One side is for more of a, you know, defensive play, and the other one turns on the full aggression mode on. I do prefer the previous aesthetic over the new one, because that red is just fire, and that Tiffany greenish blue is just, what's the word, Federer-like. Let us know which one you prefer, the new or the old. Really curious. Alright, time for more specific content. I'll try my best not to get too emotional. The longer I've played with the Gravity, the more it grew on me. At first, there were some moments where I missed my previous racket, the Head Pro, but I did manage to get around them pretty quickly. I do have to mention those negatives though. First of all, this is not a racket for defensive players. You know, those who like to pass as many balls over the net as possible, tiring their opponent and rarely attacking. Hate to play against players like that. So yeah, if you play anything like that guy, don't even consider the Gravity, or at least the Pro version. The reason being is that it's not as easy to get out of uncomfortable situations where you have to reach for the ball and whip it over the net, which is pretty much all Areg does. If you favor a more aggressive approach to the game of tennis, might be the best choice out there. The beautiful thin beam combined with the 18x20 string pattern offers an unmatched feel. Okay, not unmatched, but really good feel. And the bigger 100 square inch head gives you a huge margin for error, which is something I often need. My game style is leaning more towards a flat one, and this racket matches it perfectly. That doesn't mean that you're not able to spin the ball though. Obviously you're not going to get the same ease as, let's say, with a Babolat Aero. By the way, check out our review of that one if you're interested. But if you time your legs and swing well, you can totally rev the balls. My favorite shot with the Gravity has to be the backhand. The understanding of the ball that you get when hitting the backhand is just exceptional, and at the same time the racket is just rock solid on impact. Switching directions with my backhand and surprising my opponents with unexpected down the line changes is easier than with any other racket. At the same time, pushing the opponents with long swing topspin shots is totally doable. Basically I can do whatever I want on the backhand side with the Gravity.
Oh my god! What is this backhand? Jesus Christ!
Huh?
On the forehands, the situation is not as good. Don't get me wrong, I love how it feels playing my forehands with the racket, it's just that my forehand isn't the best. Playing flat, once again, feels wonderful and sturdy, and spinning the ball with adequate amount of spin is totally achievable as well. Let's just say that I don't get the same level of security playing cross-court forehand rallies as I do with my backhands. Quickly going to mention slice. Coming from the Headspeed Pro, the gravity changed my slice swing to a longer one. And honestly, it worked to my favor. Volleys, it's not the most maneuverable frame, but it feels amazing on the volleys. If you do manage to prepare the volleys on time, the impact is going to be like... I don't know how to describe it. I'm running out of vocab. Anyways, moving on to the serves, where the gravity outperforms most of the rackets on the market in my opinion. I'm talking about the first serves though. The impact is solid and stable, therefore directing a flat serve results being effortless. Can't say the same about the slice, where I often miss that easy spin that you get from other power and spin oriented frames. On the second serve though, if you do the movement right and use your whole body to serve, you can totally hurt the opponent by opening the court with high bouncing second serves. Okay, the returns. I often prefer returning with this racket than serving. Okay, maybe not, but the racket allows you to return much more aggressively and even lets you make a step or two forward when preparing your return. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I'm almost returning inside the court. As a conclusion, all I can say is that if you prefer a long, spinny clay court kind of game style, it's not the frame for you. But if you like to play aggressively, dominate throughout the point, make some stupid risky decisions that often result in a mistake, I cannot recommend it enough.
Alright guys, so for the playtest we've used, not this, Luxil and Adrenaline, and we strung it at 27 kg, which is my preferred tension. Actually 27-26, might be a little too much for you. I don't recommend stringing it that tight, but you know, is this getting too long? Did I forget something?
Subscribe.
What?
Subscribe.
Oh.
Subscribe.
Nikki, here it is. Treat it well, okay?
Okay. Do something original at least this time, no?
Yo! And we're back at it again, Glads. And today we're reviewing a good frame. Just putting it out there, I think that this is one of the best, if not the best looking racket on the market. Head has done a really good job by painting the racket with two different colors, making it a really good choice for players who like to look different. Also, as this is a racket heavily endorsed by Areg Zverev, who is one of my favorite players, I was very excited to try it. Let's start by looking at my forehands. As most of you already know, this is my favorite shot, and thankfully this frame really boosted my game. Forehands felt smooth as silk, I was able to place them wherever I wanted. The frame provided a lot of control, and my shot selection was massive. Every time that I thought of putting a ball at a certain place on the court, the ball just flew there. Unfortunately, my arms started to get tired, as I found this frame a bit too heavy for me. This is Grisha's racket, and he likes to play with heavy frames, this one weighing at 323 grams. Therefore, it is understandable why by the end of the playtest I couldn't move my arm, though with the stock frame weighing at 310 grams, I was able to last a lot longer. Backhands felt really good as well. This is a frame that has a very good balance of power and control. As I mentioned previously in our Bubble Out Iron review, which you should totally check out, I often struggle to generate power with my backhand, so my expectations of this racket were that I wasn't going to be able to put a single backhand over the net. Thankfully, to my surprise, the power was just enough to place the balls wherever I wanted. Down the line shots were a pleasure, and they really hurt my opponents. Also, I just liked the feeling I got when the ball made contact with the strings. I am not sure how, but this frame gave me a lot of information about the ball, helping to react with efficiency. As I was dominating the court that day, I was feeling confident to come to the net, and to my surprise, this racket performed really good. The balls feel nice and sturdy. I had a lot of control and feel with the incoming balls. Also, the head size of the racket helped me make a good contact with the balls. Therefore, I can say that this is a nice racket for players who like to volley. Returns and serves were not bad either. Let me start with the serves, because they were awesome. I'm not sure what happened with me on that day, but my serves were on fire. I was able to make a clean and solid contact with the ball. The flat serves worked perfectly. This frame helped me to improve my first serve percentage and power. Second serves were a charm as well. I was able to generate spins wherever I wanted. Slices or topspin serves were a breeze. They were bounced very quickly and effectively. Now, the returns. Right. That day I was playing with Grisha, and that guy likes to serve big. So I had to manage my position on court in such a way that would help me return his reserves efficiently. Thankfully, the head gravity is a really good racket for the returners. The frame gave me a lot of confidence to return Grisha's massive serves with consistency and strength, thus neutralizing his serves and starting the point. To sum everything up, you should try this racket. I was very pleased with the way that it performed and helped me with my game. If you're a player who likes to serve big and go for an aggressive shot, then this is a perfect racket for you.
Okay, so these are the rackets of Grisha. Sorry. Has more rackets than the whole fucking club. I might as well steal one, he's not gonna notice anyway. Okay, let's see how the racket plays first. Yeah.
Alright, so let's get straight to the point about Grisha's racket. You know when after the grocery shopping you have to carry like 5,000 bags in each hand and you act like it's very light for you because you are a strong Dwayne Johnson machine, but actually the weight is destroying your arm and back while you're suffering and dying inside? You can guess a little bit where I'm going with this, no? At the beginning of the playtest, my acting wasn't too successful. Everyone could immediately see that Areg was in pure pain because of the weight. Because even though the racket felt solid like a rock, on the impact, sometimes the rock can be hard to maneuver, especially when you want to accelerate with your wrist to gain that spin when hitting some baseline shots. But once you're only concentrated on spinning the ball, the rest is abacadabra. Just let the racket play. You can just stand and watch. The racket will do everything itself. It gives the ball that power, stability and control all at the same time. On the serve, it was very decent as well. I could easily aim wherever I wanted and gain the initiative of the point. I like the balance of the frame too. My second serves were sparky, like poosh, which meant that the weight distribution of the gravity was helpful to move the racket rapidly during my serve motion. When volleying, the racket made my life easy as well. Even though it weighs like an elephant, my wrist didn't get tired during the points where I had to block the fast balls with the volley. My grades will be interesting. Even though I absolutely want to hate Grisha's frame, I'm in love with it. But please, just between you and I. People, Grisha doesn't have to know about this. Here are the grades.
Zverev and...
One.
What? I was gonna say what's up guys, okay.
Oh yes.
Oh my...
Why am I so small?
Mamacita, ¿qué tú haces?
I said, but
What are you doing? Don't try to copy.